Brooklyn of 1990, like the New York of 1990, was a very different place than the one that you serve today. Some of you have experience going back to 1990. 1990, my office was right across the street at J Street. Adjacent to me was a park where the Marriott Hotel is now located. The construction of that hotel was jeopardized at that time because there was a concern that Brooklyn was not quite ready for its first hotel in generations. That it hadn't quite turned the corner because the violence levels at that time, 2,243 murders, 5,000 shootings, 500,000 Part 1 crimes. Was Brooklyn ready? Was New York ready? Well, over these 25 years, Brooklyn has clearly shown it's ready. And look how it has changed in those 25 years. 25 years, 3.5 million subway riders back then, with about 70 reported Part 1 crimes a day. Now 5.5 million every day, a lot of them here in Brooklyn, ride those subways with about 5 reported crimes on average. 25 years ago, I used to get my hair cut around the corner here on Schermerhorn Street, Frank, the barber at the games room, because the property values shot up so quickly. Frank got booted out. He's now on Court Street in the back of an office building. God knows what his building's sold for. He always regrets that he didn't buy the boarded up building across the street from him, because when that building finally sold, it went for about $10 million. And he probably could have bought it for about $100,000 back in the late 1980s. Barclays Center, the engine that's driving this boat at this time, wasn't even a dream back then. The reemergence of the Navy, the reemergence of the Army base over here, all of that was not even thought of back then at that time. But it changed. Brooklyn changed, this city changed, and it changed in large part because of the dedication of the men and women of this department working to make it safe. The essentiality of what you do, the essentiality of putting a face, of putting a personality, of putting cops in the community who the community can see and you can see them. You've heard me talk about that at the funeral eulogies for Detectives Liu and Ramos. The idea that we as a department are moving forward, we have to be willing to see, and the community has to be willing to see us. And you're on the front line of that movement and effort. Over these next several years, the department, the enlarged department, because I'm very supportive of the speaker's efforts on her part and her council colleagues to increase the size of this department for the first time in now almost 14 years. Because for 14 years, the department has been decreasing in size. So I applaud and support those efforts. And as I mentioned to you, Madam Speaker, that we're looking for a little more than 1,000. So we'll give you a specific number in the budget discussions as we go forward. There's issues that have been very much in the papers of recent days, and this might be a good opportunity to speak to that. That, as you know, I'm a very strong advocate of giving you the tools, the equipment necessary to do your jobs. And at this particular time, there is a discussion underway, and I would indicate it's a discussion. It is not a fight. It's not even a debate between the City Council, the Speaker leads, and the Police Department and its leadership and the Mayor's office, discussing the tools that you need to do your job to keep the city safe, to keep getting it safer, because we've certainly done that in the last 25 years, and the concerns that many of the council members have on behalf of the many people that elected them to office, that some of those tools might not have been used appropriately. As we move forward, we're going to find common ground. We will collaborate together. We will find a way that you still have the tools to work with, and that those tools are not abused in any way, so that the citizens that the City Council represents have concerns about the way we go about our business. We are going to be able to do that. And in large respect, the way we're going to do it is the way you do it. The way that you go out and establish relationships with the community.